Shabbat Shalom, good morning. I'm Rabbi Jenny Greenspan here of Congregation Beth-El Zedek. I'm joined on the bima this morning by Cantor Melissa Cohen and organist Charles Manning. And we want to extend a special welcome to our bat mitzvah, Kira Feigenbaum, to her parents, Tom and Jessica, and her immediate family, and to all of our Beth-El Zedek friends and family joining us on the live stream as well. For those joining from home, if you would like access to the Siddur, the prayer book we will be using, go to bez613.org, just open another tab on the page you're already watching from, and go to our virtual Shabbat resources where you will be able to find PDFs of our Lev Shalem prayer book under the Shabbat morning resources. We know that many of you would have liked to attend the celebration in person, but given the requirements of social distancing and limitations of travel, we're grateful for the virtual technology that has brought us together over the last year. And so we extend also special thanks to our executive director, Sherry Lip-Levine, our communications coordinator, Jackie Goldstein, and all of our Beth-El Zedek staff for their technical assistance and for maintaining our facility above and beyond necessary safety protocols. Beyond attention to these public health rules, we will be overcoming social distancing with our warm feeling of affection for our bat mitzvah Kira and her whole family. Kira, enjoy this moment. It'll go very quickly, but savor the memories. Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov. We will begin our service with Ma Tovu from this morning's very Torah portion found in our Siddur on page 101. I'd like to call forward up to the front pulpit our bat mitzvah, Kira Feigenbaum, who will be leading us in the Birkot HaShachar, the blessings to greet a new day on page 103 through 104. We'll respond to each of the blessings Kira shares with a resounding Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan l'chsivina l'chach v'chine ben yom uven laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani betzalmo.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bachori.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Israel.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivri.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, maitir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, roka haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, amichin mitzadeh gaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa li kol tzorki.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Israel bigvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Israel bitfa'ara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten la'af koach.
Amen. You have gladdened me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. Kira will continue with Baruch She'amar, found on page 122.
Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch Hu. Baruch ozer v'reshit, Baruch omer ve'oseh, Baruch gozer u'makayem, Baruch merachem ha'aretz, Baruch merachem ahabriot, Baruch meshalem sachar tov lireav, Baruch hala'ad v'kayam la'netzach, Baruch podeh u'matzil, Baruch Shemo.
Please rise as Kira continues with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 148.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ba'alma divra kir'utei v'hamalich malchutei
v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'galam uv'zman kariv
ve'imeru
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'ala ulam me'amaya yitbarach
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitruma v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shemei dekudasha
berichu
le'ala min kol birachata v'shitara
tushbechata v'nechemata damir be'alma
ve'imeru.
Amen.
Turn to page 149 and 150. I'll invite Kira to come back toward her seat as we remain standing and the cantor leads us in Baruchu, the call to prayer.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzir uru v'orei choshech oseh shalom u'vorei et hakol.
Amen. Remain standing as we turn to page 155 for the Shema and V'ahavta, the declaration of our faith. We'll do page 155 together and continue quietly on page 156.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאותה ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך והיה ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור למה תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
You may be seated. Adonai, your God, truly, this teaching is constant, well-founded and enduring, righteous and trustworthy, beloved and cherished, desirable and pleasing, awe-inspiring and majestic, well-ordered and established, good and beautiful. None is like you, God, and so we turn to Micha Mocha on page 158. Rise once again as we do the opening blessings of our Shabbat morning Amidah together. We will do page 159 and 160, the opening blessings together, after which we will do Ledor Vador.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Eloi avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sahara, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, V'melech Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei ha'akol, Ve'zocher chasdei avot ve'emot, U'mevii goel livnei bneihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer, U'moshiach u'magin, Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei mitim atah rav le'hoshi'ah. Mechalkel l'chaim bechesed, Mechayei mitim berachamim rabim. Somech novlim ve'rov v'cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato l'shenei avar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, U'midon melach, Melech mimit u'mechayi, U'matzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'emanat le'hakayot mitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hametim.
Recognizing that our tradition is nothing without the generations that bring Kira to this moment, we continue with generation to generation. Ledor Vador, page 161.
Ledor vador, ledor vador, ledor vador, nagit godlecha, ulenetzach netzachim, ulenetzach netzachim, kedushatcha nakadish. Ledor vador, ledor vador.
continue our Amidah quietly. If you'd like to use the words of tradition, they're found on page 162 through 166. You may include the words of your own heart for our silent Amidah. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all who dwell on earth. We say Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru yimeru amin. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
We are about to begin our Torah service, and this morning we will be reading from Parashat Balak. Our Bat Mitzvah Kira has prepared a teaching that she will be sharing with us later on in the service at the conclusion of our reading. If you'd like to have another learning opportunity with us, I've already recorded our Shabbat morning Torah talk. You can find it later on Facebook or on our YouTube. So we will begin our Torah service on page 168. I would like to, at this time, call up Kira's sister Reagan, who will be opening the Ark for us, along with her parents, Tom and Jessica Feigenbaum, and her grandparents, Phyllis and Harvey Feigenbaum, who will be sharing the chain of the Torah and tradition with her in just a moment as we continue on page 168.
In kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, in kema'aseva, malechutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memashaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amor yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. Ki mitzion titzei Torah, ki mitzion titzei Torah, u'devar Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kedusha aton.
This is the Torah, Israel's covenant of truth and righteousness. transmitted through the long generations of our people, from Moses to prophets, from rabbis to students, from parents to children, from the people Israel to the world. And on this Shabbat, we continue the long chain of tradition where Torah is passed from grandparent to parents and to Kira in the moment she becomes Bat Mitzvah.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. You may be seated.
Rabbi Jenny is going to take this from you. Mom, Dad, and grandparents are going to go take seats. Excuse me, sorry, I need you first. You're going to go to the front. Yes, sorry. Tell me, and then your speech. Lechilach to a place that I will show you. Lechilach to a place you do not know. Lechilach on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechilach.
I put on the tali as a reminder that I now become a responsible member of the Jewish people. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chit atef b'tzitzit.
Kira has just received her talit. Her parents will share their words of blessing with her.
Kira, when your mom and I first had you, the advice we received most often was, hang on to these moments because they go so fast. Well, that certainly was and still is true today. But the problem with you was that every new day seemed to get better than the last. Of course, it was fun watching you hit all those early milestones, crawling, walking, talking. In fact, I don't remember your first word, but I do remember your first sentence. Help, stuck. And you were crawling out of your playpen, getting into trouble. But even better than those days was when you started becoming a person, and we got to see more of the character you would develop. I remember one time picking you up from dance. Parts were being assigned that night, and you weren't totally thrilled with what you got. But after telling me this, you added that when you don't get the part you want, you like to work even harder and show them that you deserve a better position. Did we teach you that? You have become such an intelligent, hardworking, dedicated person. You meet and keep your commitments to others. You care deeply for those close to you. You are a good and loving big sister to Reagan. You have a sense of independence and a confidence to follow your own lead that has always been the envy of your parents. Perhaps most admirable of all is the passion you have for life. You like so many things and go for them with such gusto. Not just dance, but drawing, photography, school, and yes, Roblox. Certainly this passion has led to some moments of drama, but it is what drives you, makes you so good at so many things, and makes your journey so exciting. Today you reach a new milestone, your biggest one yet. It marks a time when you are now considered, at least by the Jewish people and Jewish tradition, an adult. Of course, you are not an adult by other standards, but it is a time in your life when you will be making more important adult decisions for yourself, and you begin to become the person you will be when you eventually are an adult. Your accomplishments here today, and those throughout the rest of your life, prove you are ready to take on this responsibility. There is a prayer during the high holidays that provides us guidance and direction to our moral compass as we venture through life. If you should achieve success, no humility. If you find wealth, no charity. If you experience sorrow, no empathy. If you experience joy, no compassion. If you experience hurt, no sorrow and forgiveness. Your Papa and Gaga taught me that one of the greatest gifts a parent can give to their children is a good name. They gave that to me. Your mommy has given that to all of us, and I know that you too will make this a better place for the people in your life, and I would hope for all those who you will come to know. Kira, I love you. I'm so proud of you, and am loving being a part of your amazing journey.
Okay, so she's already crying, so I stand no chance about not crying. Oh, okay. Kira, I have always thought about this moment so often throughout your life. I thought about what I would say to you, how proud I would be of you. But when I finally sat down to write this, as cliche as it may be, the words would not come. How could I possibly put into words how much I love you, admire you, and respect you? Mere words can never express how proud of you I am. As your Torah portion teaches, words have meaning and power, and yet words can often fail you. Sometimes they are not powerful enough. The moment you were born was the moment that Daddy and I went from two people who loved one another and wanted to build a life together to a family. Watching you and later on your sister grow and become the people you have become is my greatest joy and blessing. When you were a baby, people would ask, "Is she a good baby?" And I would think to myself, well, she's not out robbing banks, so yeah, I guess she's a good baby. However, what I did not appreciate at the time is how good you really were and are. Just when I thought I would lose my mind from lack of sleep, you started sleeping through the night at 3 months, just as the pediatrician said you should. You hit all your major developmental milestones at or before when all the millions of parenting books I read said you should. You have excelled at school, making the Junior Honor Society and being on the honor roll since the day you started. You give it your all at dance and have proven time and again that you are a true teammate, someone who is reliable and always ready to jump in and help if needed. You value your friends, and your loyalty to them knows no bounds. In fact, I would say that with the exception of your messy room, you are definitely a good kid in every aspect of your life. Your dance director, Carla, once said to me, I am a type A personality. Kira is a type AAA personality. She will be successful at anything she does. I often think about these words. It is true that you are driven and can certainly be a perfectionist and often expect perfection from others and yourself. Your time management skills are something that I envy every day. You are fiercely independent and almost never ask for help from others for a task or homework assignments. These are all great qualities to possess and will lead you down a path to success. But my sweet and amazing daughter, on the day of your bat mitzvah, I offer you these words. Although you are independent, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to try because you do not want to fail. Failure only means you haven't figured it out yet. Do not be afraid to open yourself to new people or experiences because you think they may disappoint you or you them. All of these things will help you grow. And when you do ask for help, or fail, or are disappointed, we are all here for you. Every single person in this room and watching at home will be here for you. These are not just words, they are a promise. There is no doubt that you will go on to do great things and be an asset to the Jewish community and the world at large. Not just through your words, but through your actions. Although these words are inadequate to express how I feel about you, I love you and I am so proud of you.
Mazel tov, so much love here. We'll invite Kira to her seat as we open our Torah reading. If you are following along from home, our Torah readings can be found on our virtual Shabbat morning resources by scrolling down on that website of the resources to the Torah readings with Maftir. We'll get to the Haftarah as well. There's a source sheet there for you with our selected readings from today. If you are with us in person or holding an Etz Chaim Chumash with you at home, our Torah reading will begin on page 894 with Numbers chapter 22, verse 2. And our first Aliyah this morning, the blessing will be recited by Kira's parents, Tom and Jessica Feigenbaum.
ויעזור והגן ויושיע לכל החוסים בו ונאמר אמן כל אבוקות אל אלוהינו תנו כבוד לתורה נא לעמוד ראשון ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו ואתם הדבקים באדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayar Balak ben Zippor et kol asher asa Yisrael לאמורי ויגור מואב מפני העם מאוד כי רב הוא ויקוץ מואב מפני בני ישראל ויאמר מואב אל זקני מדיין עתה ילקקו הקהל את כל סביבותינו כי לקחו תשור את ירק השדה ובלק בן ציפור מלך למואב בעת ההיא
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Now la'amod. Shani.
For our second Aliyah, we'll invite forward Kira's grandparents, Dr. Harvey and Mrs. Phyllis Feigenbaum, for the blessing of the second Aliyah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu b'torah. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayishlach melachim el Bilam ben Beor Petora asher al hanahar Eretz b'nei amo likro lo lemor Hinei Ami yatsa mimitzrayim hinei chisa etehin haaretz Vehu Yoshev mimuli ve'ata nechana orali et ha'am hazeh ki atzum hu mimani ulai uchal nakabo va'agarshanu min haaretz ki yadati et asher tvarich mevorach ואשר תאור יואר וילכו זקני מואב וזקני מדיין וקסמים בידם ויבואו אל בלעם וידבר אליו דברי בלק.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'sochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Nala amot shlishi.
For our third aliyah, we'll invite forward Kira's uncle Stephen Feigenbaum with Robin Bernstein for the third aliyah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer alehem linufo halayla v'hashivoti atkam hadavar ka'asher yadaber Adonai elai v'yeshvu sarei Moav im Bal'am v'yavo Elohim el Bil'am vayomer mi anashim ha'ele imach Vayomer Bil'am el ha'Elohim Balak ben Sipor melech Moav shalach elai hinei ha'am hayotzei mimitzrayim vayechas et in haaretz ata lecha kovali oto ulai uchal lehilachem bo v'gerashtiv vayomer Elohim el Bil'am Lo telehi chimahem, lo ta'or etam, ki varuchu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ala amod revi'i.
For the fourth aliyah, we invite forward Lyle and Carrie Feigenbaum and Jake and Lucy Feigenbaum, Kira's aunts, uncle, and cousins, to the front pulpit. Floor.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayakom Bil'am baboker vayomer אל שרי ולך לכו אל ארצכם כי מעין אדוני לתיתי להלוך עמכם ויקומו שרי מואב ויבואו אל בלק ויאמרו מעין בלעם הלוך עמנו ויוסף עוד בלק שלוח שרים רבים ונכבדים מאלה ויבואו אל בלעם ויאמרו לו כה אמר בלק בן ציפור אל נא תימנע מהלוך אלי כי כבד אכבדך מאוד וכל אשר תאמר אלי אעשה ולך נא קרוב לי את העם הזה ויען בלעם ויאמר אל עבדי בלק אם ייתן לי בלק ולא כסף וזהב לא אוכל לעבור את פי אדוני אלוהי לעשות קטנה או גדולה ועתה שבו נא בזה גם אתם הלילה וידע מה יוסיף אדוני דבר עמי ויבוא אלוהים אל בלעם לילה ויאמר לו אם אני אקרא לך באו אנשים קום לך איתם ואך את הדבר אשר אדבר אליך אותו תעשה
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Na la'amot chamishi.
For the fifth Aliyah, we invite forward Stuart Cohen, Linda Sayre, Doug and Betsy Cohen, cousins of Kira and the Feigenbaum family, for the fifth Aliyah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayakom Bilam baboker vayachavosh et atono vayelech im sari Moav vayichar af Elohim ki holechu v'yityatzeiv malach Adonai b'derech lesatan lo vehu rochiv el atono shnei ne'arav imo v'tereh האתון את מלך אדוני ניצב בדרך וחרבו שלופה בידו ותהית האתון מן הדרך ותלך בשדה ויחביל עם את האתון להטותה הדרך ויעמוד מלאך אדוני במשעול הכרמים גדר מזה וגדר מזה ותראה האתון את מלך אדוני ותלחץ אל הקיר ותלחץ את רגל בלעם אל הקיר ויוסף להכותה ויוסף מלך אדוני עבור ויעמוד במקום צר אשר אין דרך לנטות ימין ושמאל ותראה האתון את מלאך אדוני ותרבץ תחת בלעם וייחר אף בלעם ויך את האתון במקל.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Nala Amot Shishi.
And for the 6th Aliyah, we invite forward Alan and Babs Cohen, great aunt and uncle for Kira.
Baruch es Adonai Hamborah.
Baruch Adonai Hamdrak Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Asher bachar banu mikol amim. V'nosan lanu es Toraso. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. ויפתח אדוני את פי האתון ותאמר לבלעם מעשיתי לך כי הכתני זה 3 רגלים ויאמר בלעם לאתון כי התעללת בי לו יש חרב בידו כי אתה הרגתיך ותאמר האתון אל בלעם הלא אנוכי אתונך אשר רכבת עלי מעודך עד היום הזה הסכן הסכנתי לעשות לך כה ויאמר לו
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher nasan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam notah b'safenu Baruch atah Adonai nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Nala Amot Shvi'i.
For the 7th Aliyah, I invite forward Lilia Fingerhut and Emmy Canning, friends of Kira.
Baruch Adonai Hamdrak Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamdrak Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. ויגל אדוני את עיני בלעם וירא את מלאך אדוני ניצב בדרך וחרבו שלופה בידו ויקוד וישתחו לאפיו ויאמר אליו מלאך אדוני על מה הכית את אתונך זה 3 רגלים הנה אנוכי יצאתי לשטן כי יראת דרך לנגדי ותראני האתון ותהית לפני זה 3 רגלים אולי נטת מפני כי אתה כמותך הרגתי ואותה החייתי ויאמר בלעם אל מלאך אדוני חטאתי כי לא ידעתי כי אתה ניצב לקראתי בדרך ואתה אמרה ועינך אשובה לי ויאמר מלאך אדוני אל בלעם לך עם האנשים ואפס את הדבר אשר אדבר אליך אותו תדבר וילך בלעם עם שרי בלק וישמע בלק כי בלעם ויצא לקראתו אל עיר מואב אשר על גבול ארנון אשר בקצה הגבול ויאמר בלק אל בלעם הלא שלחתי אליך לקרוא לך למה לא הלכת אלי האומנם לא אוכל כבדך ויאמר בלעם אל בלק הנה באתי אליך אתה יכול וכדבר מאומם הדבר אשר ישים אלוהים בפי אותו אדבר.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
In a moment, we will do the maftir reading, the concluding reading of our Torah portion. Before I invite the cantor to call up Kira by her Hebrew name for the first time, I would love to invite Tom and Jessica to come stand with her as she is called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah for the first time. For those following along in the Etz Chaim Chumash, you can read along with Kira on page 908. If you are following along on our sheet from the website, we're continuing to the final reading, the maftir reading, as we call up to it.
Ta'amod hanera Miriam bat Tzadok v'Chana bat hamitzvah maftira chazaka.
So we'll do the blessing at the top, okay? You can kiss here first. Blessing at the top, nice and loud.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayar Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aharon haKohen vayikom mitoch ha'eda vayikach romach beyado vayikvo achar ish Israel el haKobah vayikom et shnehem et ish Israel va'et ha'esha el kovata v'te'atzar ha'megefa ma'al b'nei Israel vayhiyu hamatem b'magefa arba ve'esrim alech. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Invite us all to please rise as we lift and dress our Sefer Torah, so beautifully read from by our bat mitzvah Kira.
B'zot ha'Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi ha'Adonai beyad Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe.
You may be seated. Let Tom and Jessica sit down so where they can see Kira. Kira is about to do the Haftarah for us. And this morning's Haftarah comes from the book of Micah and ties to our Torah portion when Micah asks the people to recall the attempted curse that became a blessing that Balaam in our Torah portion recited. Kira will tell us a little more of that story in a little bit, but for now she will do her Haftarah. If you are following along in the Etz Chaim Chumash, it can be found on page 915 through 17, and there's additionally, if you are joining us from home, that you can also select the Haftarah sheets to follow along with the passages that Kira will be reading for us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'dirahem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'torah u'Moshe avdo U'Yisrael amo u'viviyei ha'emet v'tzedek v'haya she'erit Yaakov bekerev amim rabim ketal me'et Adonai kirvivim alesev Asher lo yekaveh leish velo yeyachel livnei adam v'haya she'erit Yaakov bagoyim bekerev amim rabim ke'aryeh bevahamo ya'ar Kichfir be'edrei tzon asher imavar v'ramas v'taraf ve'ein matzil tarom yalcha al tzarecha v'kor oivecha yikaretu Shim'una et asher Adonai Omer kum ri ve'eharim ve'tishmana hagvaot kulecha Shim'u harim et riv Adonai ve'ha'etanim mostei aretz Kiriv la Adonai imamo ve'im Yisrael yitvakach ami me'asiti lecha umahel eticha anevi ki he'eliticha me'eretz Mitzrayim umibeit Avahadim pediticha ve'eshlach lefanecha et Moshe Aharon u'Miriam Ami Zechorna ma'ya'atz Balach me'elech Moav Ume'ana oto Bil'am ben Beor Min hashitim Ad hagilgal Leman da'at Tzidkot Adonai Bama Akadem Adonai Ke'af Lelohei Marom Ha'ekademanu V'lo'ot Ba'agalim B'nei Shana Haritzei Adonai Be'alfei Alim Berivivot Nachalesha Amen Aha etin bechori fishi peri vitne chatat nafshi higil lecha Adam matov Uma Adonai Doresh Mimcha Ki Isetu Mishpat Va'ahava Chesed V'hatznea Lechet Im Elohecha Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Sor Kol Amim Sadik Bechol Havdaro Ha'el HaNe'eman HaOmer Ve'yoseh Hamdaver U'Mekayem Shekol Devarav Emet V'Tzedek Ne'eman Atahu Adonai Eloheinu V'ne'em Namanim Devarecha V'davarecha midvarecha Ahor lo yashuv rekam Ki el melech ne'eman V'rachaman atah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el ha'ne'eman B'chol devarav Rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu V'laluva nefesh toshia Bimhera ve'amenu Baruch atah Adonai Misameach Zion bevanecha Samcheinu Adonai Eloheinu Be'eliyahu hamnaviv avdecha Umalchut beit David mesichecha Bimhera yavo ve'yagel libenu Al kiso lo yeshiv zar V'lo yinchalu od acherim et kevodo Ki v'shem kodecha nishbata lo Yishlo shelo yichbo nero le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Ma'agen David Al haTorah V'al havodah V'al hanvi'im V'al yom haShabbat hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu Likdusha v'limnucha Lechavod ultifaret Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu Nachnu modim lach Umvarkim otach Yitbarach shimcha B'fi kol chai tami le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat
Amen. Simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov.
Invite us all to please rise as I invite forward Jeff Kappas, who will be opening the Ark for us as we return our Sefer Torah to the Ark. Kira can have a pause if she wants, but she'll be back up in a moment. the Ark was closed, also by Oike Deruglo with Jeff Kapp, as you may be seated. And, I said Kira wouldn't get to be away for very long. Earlier, I've now hinted, I think a couple of times, I've promised that Kira is going to tell us a little bit about her Torah portion. So I'm going to invite her back up to the front pulpit where she will share some of her own words in reflecting on this week's Torah portion.
My Torah portion is Balak. It is about the king of Moabites and his fear of the Israelites who are coming near his land. He decided to hire Balaam, a soothsayer, to try to curse them. God would not let Balaam curse them, and instead turned his words into blessings, including the famous phrase, Ma tovu olechai yekavo, which is on the side of our synagogue. It means, how good are your house, children of Jacob. I think this Torah portion teaches us about the importance of our words. People don't understand how powerful words can actually be. Some don't understand how they can be like a curse or a blessing. That's like King Balak. He didn't want the Israelites to take control, so he tried to curse them by his words, but God didn't allow that, so he twisted the words to give them blessings. This goes to show that even if you say the most harmful things, there's always a way to twist it around to make it seem good. This reminds me of the Black Lives Matter movement. For everyone who was against it, they said and did some harmful things to make the situation worse. But for the people who weren't against it, they protested and turned all those negative things into blessings and stood up for what was right. There's a sign that I see all around and is one of my most favorite signs that I see because of the powerful meaning behind it. We believe that Black Lives Matter. No human is illegal. Love is love. Women's rights are humans' rights. Injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Science is real. Be kind to all. This sign makes me so happy to see how a bunch of random words can come together to make everyone feel special and not a threat. When we speak, we have the power to tear people down, and we have the power to build them up. We should always try to offer blessings and to say thank you. Rabbi Dennis, thank you for always being there during the hard times and always being very kind to me. Rabbi Jenny, thank you for helping me write my speech. Thank you to Ken and Melissa for helping me prepare with all of the blessings. Dr. Mishkin, thank you for helping me with my bar mitzvah, not once, but twice. Thank you, George Kelly, and all of the religious school teachers for taking my Jewish knowledge even farther. Gaga and Papa, thank you for always being there, letting me and Reagan come over whenever we want. Reagan, even though we fight sometimes and get on each other's nerves, thank you for just being there, because without you, life would get pretty boring. Lastly, I would like to thank my mom and dad. You guys are amazing. You are always helping me, offering to help me, cooking food, driving me everywhere, getting me ready for dance, and so much more. So thank you for being spectacular and more. My family has helped me so much with getting me ready for this day. I might be the one up here on the bima, but they are the ones who spent their time putting this all together. As I stand up here today and become a bat mitzvah, I become closer to my Jewish family. So thank you all for coming, or who are joining us virtually, in Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. My turn to bless you. I'm going to ask your parents to come help me. Stand right over here where I can look at you, but everybody here can see you. We've got tissues. We've got tissues. Because, yeah. I suppose I'll make sure everybody can hear. Kira, you should be so proud of yourself in this moment. Just did the ultimate Jewish recital. It was an honor to stand up here with you today and to see the graceful, blossoming young woman that you are becoming. When I asked you what you thought this moment would mean to you, you said it would make you feel closer to your Jewish family. Is that working? Kira, I think that's exactly what you have done today. You are the fourth generation in your family to stand here as part of Beth-El Zedek. And today you take your own first steps toward owning your own Judaism, making your own Jewish choices. As your mom pointed out about a bat mitzvah, the community is here. ready to welcome you with open arms, whatever you decide to do with your Judaism, and whether you decide to take those steps in jazz, hip-hop, modern dance, or perhaps on point. Rabbi Dennis and Rabbi Sandy have told me about what a blessing your family has been, how strong and connected they are to Judaism and to the synagogue. And I'm just honored to get to stand with you in your family's chain of tradition today also. Kira, you know about the importance of the people in your life. You love dance, and you know how important your friends are in dance. They help you keep going, and you help motivate them to keep going. You care about those around you and build them up, and in turn, they can't help but care with you and build you up. And for you, Judaism is a part of that. It's a community builder. It is what brings your friends and family together. You love Hanukkah at home with your family here in Indy, and you love that Passover brings in the whole family. Our regular holidays link all of Judaism together, part of a greater story that all fits together, just like the Pixar theory you were telling me about, where each is unique but linked together to make it one big universe. Kind of what Judaism is. You and I share this love of Disney movies, of stories that have so many little details in them that might get missed the first time you look, but can be reviewed again and again to find those little Easter eggs, those little details, and those deeper new lessons. Your Torah portion today has a story that I think could have been made into a Disney movie. Not only did we have Balaam, who was supposed to go curse the people, as you mentioned. When he tried to do it, his donkey suddenly stopped and wouldn't keep going. So he starts hitting the donkey, which I don't think he would ever do. And the donkey, in turn, talks to him. So what are you doing? When have I ever led you astray? Haven't I always been a good donkey? There is a fiery angel with a sword standing in front of us that Balaam had somehow not seen. I don't think you'd have missed that detail. I think you'd have seen that angel. I think you would have seen the dangers and the beauty all around. That fantastical story is a reminder of something that you know well. You can't just move forward in life assuming that everything is fine and will just happen, not doing anything to solve the problems of the world or any work to move ourselves forward. We should look around, notice the details, ask the questions, do the work, and learn. You would never have missed that attacker because you would have had your eyes wide open the whole time, looking for the details that hint at the connections and the work that needed to be done to grow to something greater. In your speech a few moments ago, you pointed out the power of words, of turning words into blessings. You know that all forms of justice and equality are connected, that sign you shared. You know this because you are caring, intelligent, and inquisitive. Starting out as a child who, I'm told, watched How the Universe Works with Dad. And now building castles and coliseums with Legos, piecing everything together, paying attention to every little detail. You constantly look at how things work and how we could be better. Judaism values that drive, Kira. That drive to understand the gifts of creation, the drive to better ourselves, the drive to express everything within us. And like Judaism itself, you are in constant motion, making beauty as you move. May your insight and drive dance you ever forward. You have a most phenomenal support network, especially your sister Reagan, your parents, Tom and Jessica, your grandparents, Harvey and Phyllis, and they will always help you on this precious dance of life. Say Mazel Tov. Now we're going to offer you the blessing of our tradition in the presence of your family and friends, many able to assemble today, and some also joining us on live stream. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, ve'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, hu yivarech et Miriam bat Tzadok v'Chana, asher alta hayom likrat haTorah v'hahaftarah, leot haba'at ratzon lihyot chayim re'uyim levat Israel. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless Kira Eden Feigenbaum, who today has been called to the reading of Torah and Haftarah in token of her desire to live a worthy Jewish life. May God, who was with her from birth and enabled her to grow to her present stature in body and spirit, continue to be with her in life ahead. May it be God's will that she continue to grow in health and strength, in wisdom and humility, in love and loyalty, in faith and courage, that she may ever be a joy to her parents, an honor to her people, a credit to her country, and a true servant of God. Amen. Do the priestly blessing. Offer a hand to hold you as we say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and protect you. May God show you favor and be gracious to you. May God show you kindness and always grant you peace. I'll invite all family and friends present and joining virtually to join me in saying the Shehechiyanu, the blessing on reaching this precious moment. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu la'zman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, source of all creation, for giving us life and sustaining us and bringing us to this happy and precious moment. Say Mazel Tov. You can give her a hug and a kiss as I grab her the backpack, her Jewish tools, gifts from the rabbis and the cancer, from the sisterhood and men's club, and from the congregation, tools to lead you on your way in your journey, in your Jewish life and your Jewish dance. The backpack, with it you may now go back to your seat to be seated. Let you can go, or you can join her, or you can say one more Mazel Tov. We'll give Kira a little bit of a moment to breathe as we move toward the conclusion of our service. We turn to page 205, and please rise for Aleinu. We're in the prayer book again.
עלינו לשמיע קראתו הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שם לנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא עשנו חלקינו בהם, וגורלנו ככל העולם, ואנחנו הולכים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שבת השמיים מתחת אין עוד הקים ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
In reciting the Mourner's Kaddish, we affirm our awareness of holiness in our world. We know that much of our experience of divine goodness, grace, and love has come to us through those whose lives have touched our own. This week, as a congregation, we extend condolences to the family of James Wiley Budden. We also honor the memories of those who have died as a result of the pandemic we continue to face as a nation and a worldwide community, and our hearts go out as well to those lost in the tragedy in Miami earlier this week. We invite all who are in mourning, all who are observing yard site, or all for whom it is your custom to remain standing and join with me on page 207 in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yahei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam umei almaya, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. I invite any who are standing to be seated, and I will invite forward a member of our board, Rob Kirsch, for some closing remarks and announcements for us for the congregation Beth-El Zedek.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for being here. I want to offer my greetings on behalf of the officers and the board of directors of the synagogue, including my colleague Jessica. And we're so happy to see you here in person, get to see your faces finally, and we're so happy to have you here. Kira, you did a beautiful job. You did a wonderful job, a lot of preparation. You handled it with grace, as it sounds like you do a lot of things in your life. So congratulations, not only on behalf of the board of directors, but also on behalf of my family. Our families go back a long way. I've known your uncle since high school and before, and my brother's known your family, and my mom knew your grandmother, and it's wonderful. So congratulations to the Feigenbaums and the entire family. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations. Shabbat Shalom.
Echo that Shabbat Shalom, and thank you, Rob. For those in the community, noting we are growing in the number who are able to be here in person, we are thrilled that we have some here right now celebrating with Kira and the Feigenbaum family. For any congregates at home who are looking forward to that, please check our emails and website to sign up to join a limited number to join us in person next week. So make sure that you are aware as we do a little bit of a 4th of July Shabbat next week.
Yeah, Star-Spangled Shabbat.
Star-Spangled Shabbat, that was the term. So we'll say Shabbat Shalom and one more Mazel Tov to Kira and to the Feigenbaum family as we close our service with Adon Olam on page 211.
Adon Olam asher halach b'terem hakol yitzir nivra להתנשא בארצו כל אזי נלך שמו נקרא ביחדי כלות הכל לבדו ימלוך עולם והוא היה והוא הולך והוא יהיה בתפארה בידו אף כרוחי בתשען ויעירה ואמרוכי גריעתי אדוני לי
Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov. You can go give lots of hugs. Or as many as you're comfortable. Shabbat Shalom.
You were just perfect. You were just perfect.